Hey friends and creative people, my name is Mike and this is the Music Makers Live Show, a professional live show for music composers, producers, artists or anyone interested in the creative art of music. In this show you will get inspiration, motivation, tips and tricks and even some entertainment to empower your creative mind. I will show you behind the scenes of my epic journey as a music composer, sound designer and artist. Alright, let's start the show now, and you are more than welcome to join the community in the chat, have fun and make friends. There are only 3 basic rules. Be positive, friendly and supportive. Click the notification bell on YouTube to get all my new videos and live shows. In this episode I'm going to test out, demonstrate and review a really cool sample library from Arpology called Arpology, which can make rhythmic sounds like this. Or like this. There is also a special deal on Arpology which you can check out if you want to get this library for your music. I will include links in the video description after the live show. Now let's have some fun with music and sounds. Welcome to the Music Makers Live Show. Alright, so let's go to the screen now and let me just turn it on. And here is the interface in contact of Arpology. So I have not been reading the manual because I never do. If you are forced to read the manual, I believe the instrument is not designed well enough. So I have been checking out it a bit, but I want to do a real live test of what this sample library can do. So it's loaded here as a library in Contact, and it seems to be divided into cinematic, electronic and percussive presets. So let's see what we have. I have loaded up a preset just to show you to begin with what it can sound like. So if I just play a chord here, let's do an F minor. Sounds really cool. And what drives this sample library is mainly this step animator engine here. And it's basically a super advanced arpeggio feature. So here it is divided into 16 steps, which you seem to be able to program both for the velocity, and this is really cool actually. You can use a standard note, which is playing, well, a note, but it's also has the stutter feature, glide, free play mode, I'm not sure what that does, stutter alternating. So if I turn off the stutters and make them into notes like this, it sounds more like a normal arpeggiator. And if I use the stutter mode, I can also choose the stutter rate below here. So all these 16 steps are like channels where you can control what kind of trigger or step type, as they call it, the velocity of the note, the length of the note, the arpeggio type. You can transpose it up and down. So let's do that. An octave up. Let's use a note. Let's try it. As you can hear, let's transpose that down so it is even more variation here, so that you can hear that it actually transposes on a step-by-step basis. Duration, I'm not sure what that is. That I do not know, because you actually control the main duration of the note here. So I can make this a half note, so it's which means the first note will be much longer and then going to 8 notes. Let's do every note as an 8th note afterwards. So let's check out and explore the interface first now. So this is the step animator, the main the main feature in this instrument. But it also has an effects tab, which has lots of different really creative sound design effects. So I can turn on distortion. Oh yeah! Now we're getting somewhere. Let's turn on lo-fi. Lo-fi as well. And what's really cool is if we go back to the step animator. So these are essentially the two main interface features, the step animator and the effects. And you can find your presets either in the standard way that Kontakt sets up in catalogs like this, but you can also go into the presets straight from the interface. So if you have a cool one here, instead of going to the next one inside Kontakt, you can simply open up this, and here they are also more categorized. So I can go into melodic. Let's test the Dreamer. Oh, so there can be quite a bit of a loudness difference I have noticed in this library. So you might want to be careful with that, especially I have noticed if you use effects, if you turn on like this random feature, and I'm going to show you that later. You might want to turn the audio down before I turn on that. So what's really cool here is they have a randomize feature that you can activate on a feature level. So let's say you like this preset and you want it to still be in 16th notes, but you want to randomize, let's say, which notes are triggered. Well, just click the R here. Let's turn on the velocity as well, and then just click random, and those two are then randomized. You can choose to randomize, let's say, transpose as well. Let's say you like that, then you can click those off and just randomize, let's say, the length of each note. Test that. Huh. I'm not sure why it randomizes and adds. Ah, I see. It might be because it needs to like add up to a full bar. Your sequence is 2 bars long, so this is... Where do I set that? Where do I set how long the total sequence is? Oh well, well, let's go and check out some presets now. I like the cinematic library. Let's test the Blue Thime 1. Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at the other screen, so I missed that. This is actually really cool because you can find lots of sounds here that could be great as like an ambience or like a soundscape in the background. And I have found that just playing a simple octave range, like these are all F notes, is actually my favorite way of using this library. I don't usually play like full chords, even though that sounds cool. I have found for me personally that I get so many ideas for the actual track that I'm working on just by starting with a note played in 2 or 3 octaves, like let's say a D here. I can instantly hear new melodies, riffs and motifs in my head just by playing that simple note, and this Arpology rhythm engine does the rest. And if I just randomize a couple of times, same sound, completely different rhythm. Let's test another one. Flute Visions. This is another way I like to play this instrument, is to play like in octave first with 2 fingers and then add my pinky finger on the right hand on a note up. And that almost becomes like a melody on top of the rhythm. 40 harp, let's test that one here. So as you can hear, these cinematic presets, well, they are cinematic. Well, most of them feel like that to me anyway. And they also have a category called electronic. Let's test Deadly 3/4. Can turn the volume up perhaps a bit. Nice. I haven't gone through too many presets before starting this live stream, so this is new stuff for me as well. Okay, that's clicky. Alright, so... Oh! That's a strange, crazy sound. Cool. Exploring deep space. I want to find a preset that we can do as a starting point and then do some sound design in the actual engine. So let's find one. Let's take that one, for instance, and then let's say these are whole notes, so let's turn it to quarter notes and then a half note and then finish with a whole note. So that is something you can do. Let's finish with a stutter that is 64th notes for a duration of, let's say, an eighth note. Let's test that. Didn't quite hear it, so I'm gonna do like this, turn down the velocity of the half note. Cool. Arp type, I'm not sure if that is going to be noticeable with the stutter. Huh. What happened there? No stutter. No stutter. Why? Oh, it's a stutter, but it's very... Let's see. These are... Oh, you can also... Oh, that's nice. So if I click the chain link icon here, let's see if this does... Yeah, it does what I wanted to do. So let's say you want to start with only... Let's see, can you increase like the steps? If I... No, I can't. I wanted to like fill this pattern completely with 16th notes, and I'm not sure you can do that in an easy way. Steps. Oh, here. Yeah, awesome. 16 steps, and I want them all to be 16th notes, so then I simply use the chain here. This is completely new. I just learned this now, guys, so 16 notes, and then when I'm happy with that, I disable that, and then I do like some of them to 8th notes like this, and turn in a few stutters here and there. A glide, also cool feature for an 8th note. And then you can also do some panning. That's a really nice way to add some movement, which is the essence of rhythm, I guess. Let's test that. Cool. So let's now turn to the effects tab, and this could get crazy, guys. I'm going to turn down the volume on the output because I'm going to click randomize here, and then it does really crazy stuff with the sound. So remember this. Alright, now I'm going to press random. I'm going to turn it down because I have noticed that this effects tab introduces so many kind of effects that the sound level is increased. I have turned it down now, so let's see. Oh, I can turn it a bit up. Let's listen to what it has done. That's like a crazy, scary background sound for like a thriller or horror movie. It's like it's an alien alarm on a spaceship. That's what that was. Oh well, let's go back. How can we undo what we did with the? I don't know. I don't find any undo on the... that could be a nice feature, actually, going back to the previous state before I applied the effects. Let's listen without effects again. Yeah, that was it. Let's do a new random. I can increase the volume a bit again. Whoa! What was that? That last really crazy sustained sound was actually from me releasing my fingers from the MIDI keyboard. Cool. So let's test a couple of more of these presets. Journey in Time. Right, so that sounded more like a normal, so to speak, arpeggiator. But you can always make it crazy by randomizing the step type, and you see you get stutters. Let's add a glide here, and it's the same sound with another step type pattern now. Alright, so it's a bit too long with the stutters. Let's turn it down to 8th note. Let's test it. So you can go crazy with adjusting only the step type, velocity. Well, I guess the step type and step length are the most important ones. Freebasing Apocalypse Shit 1. I just have to test that one. Nah, it was not that particularly interesting to me. Not your Guitar Heroes. Right? That is actually a kind of sound I love. It's like those really distorted 303 like arpeggios. I think of the Tron movie. I love the music from the new Tron movie, if you have heard that. Let's go. That was the electronic presets. Where are we? Let's test some of these percussive impact sounds as well. Flexi sticks. So this is actually kind of cool with this engine, because most rhythmic percussive engines don't have, well, I don't know anyone that has glides, and you can also add stutters. You can do so much more than the usual rhythm engine with Arpology. Let's do some randomization, in fact. Bam, 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 bam. It does. You don't need to press as many times as I did. But it's more fun that way. Crazy. Let's do some effects on percussive rhythms. So as you can see, it's not only arpeggios. Let's turn down the volume. Press it a number of times. Minimal, glitchy kind of sounds there. I really love the effects tab, because even though everything is the same in the step animator, just using this randomized feature, well, it's so crazy what it does with the effects. I mean, listen to this. And then random one. Oh, that was loud. Sorry, guys. As you can see, it can be a bit dangerous using the random effects feature, because the loudness level is so drastically different. So here it's much lower. I need to increase so you guys can hear it. So it would have been nice to have some kind of audio level balancing feature or something like that here, or in the like master output of this library. Let's see. I also want to test. I don't know if my computer will handle it while streaming at the same time with my crazy live streaming setup. But I want to test one of these or a couple of these multis, because that's when the power really comes through with Arpology. I mean, this is only one preset, but if I load up Harmony of Mankind, that's like, let's see, 5 presets plus some kind of master engine up here. And I'm only going to press one single note on my keyboard. Let's listen. Alright, I'm going to introduce some more notes. Cool. And I've also seen that in the multis they have instrument stacks, and they have a preset folder called One Note Glory, which basically means you can simply play one note on your keyboard and it will be crazy. So let's do the Sailing the Asian Future. Alright, middle C. I'm sorry about that, it's the mobile. God damn it. Why do they always have to call during a live stream? Let's see. Middle C. So I really love using these multis, because you can simply use, well, I use octave of the symbol, same note, and I only switch note, like going from F to G. Let's test a couple more before we call it quits on this stream. Sunday in the Park. Fear Factor 1. These are more my kind of sounds, like the shorter staccato type rhythms with really nice drive and saturation on them. So if you have that, you can also now go into every single preset inside the multi and like go crazy here. So let's see. This is the downside of multis in Contact, because you have so limited screen state and it's so fidgety to go in and scroll around. I hate scrolling on the computer, but that's not the fault of a single library, it's Contact. It should be much better handling multis, I think. So you can go, let's say, the kick and bass. Let's mute that. Let's see, which one is it? Right. So let's say you want to change only that one. Well, go in here. I love using the randomize feature, so let's go crazy with that. Let's see, you have to activate what to randomize. So let's say these. Yeah, and then let's say you want to go on that one and do some creative things in the effects. Well, we want to have a filter, lo-fi, distortion, no reverb. You also have an envelope shaper here. Right, so that's the attack. Remove some of the sustain and release to make it shorter. And the high pass and low pass filter. These are actually really handy to have as the main interface. Oh, you have an EQ here as well. Didn't go into that, but well, it's an EQ. What can you say? And the compressor. So now let's see what the full sound sounds like. And that's only from playing one single note. Well, to be honest, two notes, but the same octave. So middle C and a C just below. And you can, as I often do, play two notes, like a C and a C in an octave, and then just change the top note, go into another note, and you create like this. So it's a great way to build like a foundation and come up with new ideas, like creating a sound bed for your new production. Alright guys, that's it. This is Arpology by Sample Logic. Check it out if you want to. I'm going to quit the stream now, but I have like an outro for you guys that I've made. So I'll see you next time. Hey friends and creative people, my name is Mike and you have just watched the Music Makers Live Show, a professional live show for music composers, producers, artists or anyone interested in the creative art of music. I would love to have your support for my live show, and the easiest way is to go to my website and sign up for my VIP email list. This will give you VIP specials, bonus content and updates straight into your email inbox 100% free. On my website you will also find free courses that will help you kickstart your music career, improve your skills and knowledge in music, grow your fan base and authority, and finally make money to support your career in music. I wish you good luck and great success on your epic journey in music. My name is Mike and I'll see you in the next live show.